can't.
And it looks like we're starting in. Here we
Boom! Look at that. It's like.
Okay, first stage, hold right and mash. That's basically it. And Otter gets a 1-up right at the start.
Oh. Thank God we got that part of commentary done with. Now we can actually pass on and wait another 2 minutes to talk about anything, right?
So, ooh, Otter bonks on that last gun vault before the bees. Let's see how the actual bees work out. Luiz gets a missile, and then he'll take a bonk.
Yeah. Ooh, MrOtter took 2 bonks actually. He's pretty much ready to fulfill my wish of people dying in races. You didn't promise me that, but I mean, oh, he's in the back. Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean, yes. Okay, never mind. He's gonna make it. It's a little of a detour to fall down there because that's just really, the sadness of RNG here, I suppose.
Yeah, Otter couldn't afford to take another bonk off the bee or he would have died, so since you got passive bees that way, you just have to fall down into the pit and climb out.
But can he really not afford it though? I mean, he's only up against Luiz, who world recorded last time he played in this tournament, so, I mean, what is 30 seconds of your time?
Luiz had a little trouble managing the task cards. Had to blow one of them up, I think.
Yeah. Actually, do you have to say for Otter that it's like such a feels bad, man, to start out your race with like those bees going the wrong way, and it's really difficult to recover from it if you can't do the 1 bonks. But it doesn't seem like you'll be too far behind. That's a good ship.
Otter got a nice ship.
Oh, no, there we go.
And
they both got a decent file.
Yeah. I think they both got the same vial, actually.
Yeah. Looked like it. No other space files or out to dinner files or what else names did I give it earlier today? My people need me vials. Or on a hot summer day, you smell of sweat files. Could be it too. And then everyone's favorite stage in the middle of summer will be Chill Penguin stage because it's full of snow and cold and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Makes
pretty
you think
chill.
of ice cream.
It's pretty chill.
Yeah. Noise. Sounds like the place to be right now. There's usually not so much to see at the start of the stage, and we usually talk about the slope jumps, but it's actually worth mentioning, as Luiz really kind of gets to what I wanted to talk about, was those little rabbits that are out here. Is those cute little animals actually hurt incredibly hard. I think they do like, was it 4? I believe 4 damage on contact.
It's 4 contact damage.
And it's honestly really painful. They're cute fuzzy little critters, but if those things touch you, you're in for a life of pain. Luckily, there's also a lot of bats on the start of the stage, and those bats have good drop rates for items. Or at least they're easy to kill for items and to make them respawn, so...
Yep, and now we can go fast, now that we got the dash boots, which you have to get.
Imagine if there was a way to skip these boots. Not that I want to, but I mean...
So Luiz got through no stop hallway. And he takes a small bonk, but gets a health refill immediately.
Wow. That's the game being very forgiving for this guy.
Yeah, the game respects world record holders.
Wow. That's not what the game should do.
And punishes everybody else.
Because that's the way it should be, right? Well, I mean, technically that's how you get a world record, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's part of the deal.
Luiz getting a good penguin right now. Only now getting the second slide.
Yeah,
now a third.
Well, that shouldn't have said anything.
And 4. 5? Alright, he's through. 5 slides,
okay.
but...
Okay, I was expecting a 6 slide there right at the end. Oh, man.
Let's see how Otter does.
Well, I actually think Otter has gotten the better RNG on this one. Slide to start off. Ooh, weird. It almost looked like he blasted that right through the penguin somehow. A shot came out at the penguin's butt. But come on, there's nothing that was really going on with the caster curse ever, unless your name is Colonel Voodoo Dolls or Fatso, whatever you want to call him. I have never commentated races and seen as many people get screwed over by commentators as the time when I commentated on a race with Fatso. That was... I don't know. I remember that race very well. I don't remember who was racing, but I do remember that anything we said basically went wrong. So that was quite something.
So Luiz makes it through the first half of Coanger pretty easily.
Ouch, a little snipe there on MrOtter, right through the head.
Yeah, and Otter has to wait on that turtle before you can move on.
I actually don't really like to see people wait there, since, you know, it does... I think it's worth it to just go for the jump, because in the worst case, like, you know, you... Oh. Then you take a bonk and you fall a little bit on the ladder, but it would still be faster than waiting out there.
Yeah, but torpedoes, you take quite a bit of damage from those too, and he was already down on health.
Yeah, that's true. They got lucky on the elevator with a little drop there. Luiz with the fancy gap jumps. No chill for this guy. Goes for everything in a run and a race. Now can show his dancing skills.
So he's got him in the loop. Let's see how long he'll go here. And just under about a third of health, and he'll start teleporting.
Yeah, worth mentioning that you always gotta wait one tiny bit of a second before firing the lemon after letting your green shot go. Once he starts teleporting. If he teleports pretty far, then it could be that your lemon passes by the green shot if you shoot too fast. So, always gotta be careful of that. Oh. Apparently Otter's got 2 left feet. Do Otters even have feet? I don't even know.
Yes.
They do? Okay. Oh. Takes a little bonk there on the teleport. Gets through it pretty well. Oh, Luiz gets a little wall cling there. Oh, and a rock to the face. And another rock to the face. Those rocks really don't like his face.
Yeah, those rocks fall at random places since you don't beat the mini boss where the armor is. So you just kind of have to go through and hope you don't get hit.
Yeah, you can actually reflex most of the blocks falling down, but sometimes you really get one of those that just falls really unfortunate and you can't really do anything about it. Oh.
Otter getting hit there by a few of the blocks.
Yeah, he took 2 bonks, pretty similar to Luiz. So technically, despite the fact that he did it like 20 seconds later, we could say that he is performing at a world record holder's tempo in terms of getting blocks to the face. So, I mean, that's something to give him credit for, right?
Mm. So, Chameleon fight was very simple. Just loop him with the boomerangs. Now, Luiz is going into Eagle.
Let's see if we can get through Lag City. This is actually a strat that is really, really laggy. Well, that's why we call it Lag City, but actually going through the platforms in that way is a faster climb than just waiting for the elevator to get up. But it's pretty difficult because of all the lag. And now let's go... What?! Okay, I am flaming this guy to hell after this race. You didn't go for the death kick, dude. What was that?
Luiz doesn't go for death kick.
Really?
I don't think he does. If he has gone for it, I don't remember when.
But I'm gonna have to talk to this guy after this.
Something he doesn't do.
That's really strange. I've always known Luiz to be a player that goes for every trick in the book in the game.
Or since this is a race, I just don't think he felt like he should go for it. I don't know.
I think he's doing this just to troll me, because he knows I would get too excited if he died. He must have seen it on commentary. Yeah, that's probably it. Also, that was a really nice seagull. There was no single dive in there.
Yeah, he doesn't care about your infatuation with death, Drago. He doesn't care. He only cares about one thing: going fast.
Yeah, that's one thing we can't say about Luiz. He does only care about going fast. It's actually it's something I still have to say I kind of admire about this guy is how much practice he does, although at the same time he does so much practice that he never does runs, which is kind of frustrating me. You can't really see it in this gameplay though, he does so much practice, so when he actually does a run, he still bonks the first ostrich and looks like a fool, but I mean, other than that it looks really good.
Now there was a bit of kind of a new strat here with Thunder Slimer. Luiz jumps into the Thunder Slimer room and shoots a tornado. If Thunder Slimer decides to deploy any of those water bubbles, that kind of clears them out pretty quickly and it kind of reduces lag. And it also kind of helps out with the fight. I think I've seen a video somewhere of this, and if you get good RNG, you can actually finish them off pretty quickly without any more of those lag bubbles.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't really paid attention to that before, heard even of a new strat here. Although it's kind of minor of an addition, I believe.
I mean, you still use boomerangs if he comes to the bottom and such, but that's kind of the basic idea.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Thunder Slimer is an RNG boss in the end, so...
Otter's getting a Thunder Slimer that's staying in the top.
Boy, I love Thunder Slimer.
Luiz is looping Spark Mantle here with the ice. No problems.
Punch McGee going down. This is actually one of the really fun bosses to fight Buster only, I feel like.
That's, yeah, Mantle is the Rafiki from the Lion King in the future.
Well, I mean, that's one way to go about it. In that case, he should be my new favorite boss, because I'm really a big fan of the Lion King. Like, a little fun fact that I can just sit here and listen to, like, Lion King songs for hours. And then you might probably ask me, but why don't you even speedrun the Lion King? Oh, I don't know. Because I'm an idiot. I can only cast things. Yeah, Dillo's Amusement Park is next up for Luiz, so kind of like skipping the line. Get to the first cart ride. It's a pretty straightforward stage, a lot of horizontal movement. And outside of some enemies, you can just like really easily jump over or kill. Not too many obstacles. And then there's like a whole lot of enemies at the cart ride, and you don't even have to worry about them because, you know, the cart just kind of like destroys them. As you would expect it to do, I guess.
Okay, Luiz is getting ready to fight Armadillo. He opts to jump ahead of the cart. That keeps the birds from spawning, since you have to be in the you have to be riding on the cart for them to spawn.
Yeah, usually a lot of people just do jumps, but there's a couple people that actually jump ahead of the cart instead. But it's actually a minor few people that do that.
And Luiz gets the best pattern. See, I've told you, this game respects the world record holders. They give them the best RNG as much as possible.
Yeah, I guess. Perhaps it's because he just needs it. You know? So here, we think you might need this to win. We don't think your skill level is high enough to win this race without good RNG. In a sense, it's just the game trash-talking Luiz. And there we see, like, look, Luiz actually with a complete buster into an ice finish on that first turtle is a strat I don't think I've seen anyone do so far. Probably is one of those things that he spends like a million hours practicing and then kind of pops out with it. It's actually a really precise little moment as well in this stage. A lot of people have issues with how do I actually start the stage, and
Luiz took a couple of extra bonks on those submarines, so now he's kind of in a dire situation. He's low on health, and he's not going to get any health unless he waits for the Ouroboros here to finish exploding. That's his only chance of getting health now before Octo.
And well, he kind of misses that shot.
And he's gonna wait and see what he gets. And he gets a small health. That's gonna help him a little bit, but he can still die to a couple of hits.
That's gonna be risky.
And if Octo goes in for the energy drain, you can definitely rest assured. I don't think Luiz is gonna try to jump in there to try to break it out. He's just gonna let him.
Experienced enough, but yeah, he's gonna opt to let it go.
So Luiz probably wants to see some tornadoes here, but now that he's about dead, he can probably afford to take a deboost.
He's not gonna do it anyway.
Yep.
Probably the actual risk of just getting infinited on the last 2 HP would be enough for him to.
That would be your favorite death right there, getting infinited at the very end of the Octo fight.
The only thing I would be missing at that point is if he were to be full HP instead of at 5. Let's see if MrOtter also gets this really great RNG. Hey, look at that! Looks like the game thinks he's a world record holder too.
I guess I won't get to play the short Lint Biscuit clip I had ready.
Yeah. No. Oh, Luiz gets a little zip there on that U2 head.
Yeah, so you can actually get that one pretty easy.
Yeah. In case the people had really not noticed that before, if you look at the heads and the little enemies that spawn from at those conveyor belts, the actual big fat heads here are Ouroboros heads from the Ouroboros that we just saw in the Octo stage. It's like one of those little things that you don't really notice too often. You see this big, fat, ugly thing, but it's actually something you've already seen elsewhere in the game too. Oh, Luiz takes a lot of bonks there.
So Luiz is about to transition into X2 once he gets the last hit on Mammoth here. He'll have to wait 30 seconds before he can start X2, but that's just enough time for him to switch games and get his controller configuration set.
Yep.
So, let's see, 19... Oh, he despawned the tornado at the last second.
Wow.
Okay, 1927 on that. So at 1957, Luiz can start X2.
I actually wanted to save so many frames that he ended up losing 5 seconds instead. What a guy. Meanwhile, MrOtter at the end of Octopus. I believe this is his last timer because, well, he did Mammoth before, so.
And
Actually keeping up a pretty good pace.
Yeah, this isn't bad.
It's definitely hard to keep up with Luiz for anyone. Because I mean, there's a couple really good runners out there that will, but it's really at a tier where you have to be very experienced with these games.
And Otter using the Mammoth strat, where if Octo does the energy drain here, you activate you switch to Fire Wave and start firing it as you get grabbed, and that basically allows you to break out of Octo's grab instantly. But
okay, he got a sub tank.
It also prevents the infinite. Yeah, good thing Otter had that sub tank. That ensures that he's going to make it to X2, not that far behind from Luiz, but this is a 3-game race, so you know, a mid-20 is pretty good.
Oh, it's definitely a nice run through X1 for sure. And we do have to say that out of the 3 games that we're going to be running here, I do believe that X2 is the one that Luiz really dislikes the most. Not to say that he's bad at it, not at all, but you know, you gotta be like, out of any place in these games, this is probably his most discomfortable zone.
Well, I think I don't think that's completely accurate. I think Luiz dislikes the any % run of X2 just because of the crappy end game that you have to deal with. But since this is just 24 Mavs and beating the Mavericks are pretty simple, I don't think he really minds the X2 8 Mavericks
yeah,
as much as the actual any % run.
That could be. I remember him kind of whining about it when he played the X2 any %, but yeah, that could be true. Otter, meanwhile, at the CFO fight. It was a good job on that one. Clean fight.
Clean stage from Luiz, getting ready to fight Sponge.
Yeah. I hope Sponge mimics me IRL when Luiz at the Eagle stage and gets really angry at him.
So, you see, Luiz is going to damage. Ooh, nice starting pattern. He's going to keep hitting Sponge with dash lemons.
Or
and
miss.
Then, okay, he's going to bail a little bit there, but that's actually okay. Ooh, okay, now we're at the point where, okay, Luiz. Oh, wow. Sponge is just being super cooperative.
What happened to my commentator skirts? What is this? Wow, I'm done with this. I'm disconnecting. You take this from here.
So, you want Sponge to go up and grab the ceiling right when his HP is approaching 10. That way, you can actually kill him during his attack before he reaches the ground, because once he hits the ground, he's going to go angry. If his HP is under 10, and he just completely got super lucky and managed to bypass all that, no problem. Yeah, Drago. The curse doesn't work when you actively want it to work.
I mean, that shouldn't be a thing. I'm really gonna learn how to make voodoo dolls one day. The problem is if I make like a voodoo doll of Mega Man X and then I make bad things happen, who's really gonna take the end of the curse? I don't think that this is correct, Volt. Like that would be like calling Colonel Fatso innocent.
So you see, Otter gets a strike chain spin from Sponge, but now he's going up, and he took out a couple of thorns, because once there's 4 thorns active, he's gonna drop down from the ceiling. But he actually can shoot up to 6 if you take out 2 of them. So you keep him in that attack for a little bit longer. And now Otter has to hurry up and hopefully try to... Yeah, he's got to rush in there and deboost, or Sponge may go angry again. Luckily, he went up to the ceiling. But yeah, if you wait too long, he'll go angry again, and you're just punishing yourself at that point.
Yeah, I actually saw that for the first time ever in this tournament. Well, probably because usually when I watch speedruns of it, you wouldn't let it go that far.
And Luiz gets the triple chain over the cannon driver into the door for Gator.
But I actually didn't know until like one of the later matches that I commentated that Sponge can go angry more than once, although it does make a lot of sense.
And Luiz gets the 5-frame window there. He's keeping him locked. And looks like he's going to get it.
Wow. No diving Gators today. Yeah, speaking of good luck to the runners, outside of luck, you can like also not give them just luck, but you can give them follows. It's pretty cool to do that. Also would like to note that there's a whole MMX schedule bracket on challenge and whatnot with VODs that you can check out, and there's a whole lot of other stuff around Speed Game you can check out on the main schedule on the bottom there, speedgaming.org/schedule. If you want to see what's going on the other channels. I mean, you could just go to your following page and check it manually, but I mean, why would you do that when you can just check out the super cool schedule, right? Also, that schedule can see into the future and your following page can't, so it's a nice thing to check sometimes. There's a whole lot of other tournaments going on. There's a lot of MMX games, of course, which is the best. But if you like Zelda Randos or Super Metroid or Celeste, or I'm not really sure what else we have going right now, you can always check those things out too.
So Luiz is starting the stack stage, and he's got the Buster upgrade from Gator. You actually want that in X2 because not only does it help you utilize your charged speed burner and charged strike chain like what you see there, it also helps in finishing off the bosses pretty quickly, since you have the ability to charge your weapons.
Yeah, and you quite logically, charged weapons deals more than not charged weapons. I'm a genius.
Luiz using the neon switch glitch there to fire a chain while he's still got the second charge shot stored. And then he's gonna buffer. Then he's gonna buffer a jump and weapon cancel back to Buster for the start of the stack fight.
Otter's taking a couple dives here, and he's actually really low on HP. Otter.
Yeah, Otter's gonna stick with the Buster here. Oh, almost finished up. Now he's got to avoid one more set of wheels, and he's through Gator.
Imagine. No. Don't say it.
Okay, he's good.
Okay, that was really weird.
Oh, and he gets to... you see that? Whenever you kill an enemy, even the bosses, you can actually get a drop with the strike chain. And he, as you saw there, he got a weapon drop.
I actually missed that, to be honest.
Yeah, you have to watch it on the replay, but yeah, that can happen.
Someone clip that and send it to me later.
And you see, Luiz had to wait for his iframes to expire before activating that charge burner. What the charge speed burner actually does, it actually gives you invincibility while you're in the flame dash. However, if you are already in iframes when you activate it, you don't maintain your iframes during the burner dash because your iframes from the initial hit will expire while in the burner, and that overrides the invincibility property that the burner gives.
Huh. Cool, another thing I didn't know. This is actually the good thing about doing commentary with you, is that I learned a lot of things that I didn't know before.
And since you don't have the helmet upgrade or the full armor, at least for one, charge burners consume 3 units of ammunition and your weapon energy meter. So You really can't afford to lose your burners.
MrOtter8 making his way to the stack stage. Actually picked up a second safety hard here, so that's quite a lot of HP now.
And Centipede fight starting for Luiz. He gets the Magno Tractor first. He can break out of it and hope for this, the tailspin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At the very start of the fight, as long as you don't knock Centipede out from his initial starting position, he'll do 2 attacks and then he'll jump. Depending which half of the screen you're on, either the top half or the bottom half, Centipede's going to try to stay away from you when he jumps. So if you're hanging out on the bottom half of the screen at floor level, he's going to turn around and when he jumps, he'll go to the ceiling, and then vice versa. So if Luiz didn't get tailspin on that second attack, he was going to stick to the ceiling, and then when Centipede jumps, he's not going to go to the ceiling because X is there, so he just stays on the floor, which is what you want him to be at all times in that fight. And then he'll do 3 more attacks as long as you don't hit him out of his position, and then he'll just repeat. So there's actually a little bit of fixed AI to it, but you have to know where he is in the attack cycle. And then once he teleports, you don't know exactly where in the cycle he's at that point, so you just have to wait for him to jump again.
MrOtter8 meanwhile took a pretty exciting fight with Stack. It was a lot of climbing, a lot of fireballs. It was pretty cool to see.
Let's see if Luiz gets... Yes, he gets the Overmanip. And he's actually waiting for the, I think that's the Pararoid to jump out of the old robot there. And he's waiting for him to hit the ground before firing the burner because the iframes, the Pararoid doesn't have that long of an iframe period. And the weakness is the speed burner. He's letting the initial speed burner shot hit him, and then he's letting the fire trail on the ground hit him. And 2 hits of burner like that will kill him. So it's an easy kill. So you'll see it again here, and he gets it. Ooh, he gets damaged, so he can't do Hellway, but that's not a big deal. So for Luiz, he's going to start with this charge burner, and then he's going to do a CFO shot with the speed burner. Like that, and he's going to have a charge ready, and then he's going to finish off with 1 more charge. Oh, but...
Or he could just... Oh,
he got... I think he got knocked... I think he got hit by a shot before.
Yeah.
He was about to let go, and then he let go during the knockback and didn't get his burner.
Yeah, that actually did a lot of damage. Good that he didn't take an extra bonk, because I think that had the potential to kill him.
So you see there, Otter kills the Pararoid, and you saw that trail of fire behind. That's what killed the Pararoid.
Three Mavericks left to go for Luiz. Going to Snail.
Is there a commentary command? I was going to put that there too, but...
Oh, yeah, it's like this. The commentator guy, what a commentator, dude. He doesn't even know how to get himself out there.
I don't use bot commands that much.
I use all of them.
Especially when I don't know them. Especially when I don't know them. Oh, okay. Otter has to be careful. Don't play around with Moth's contact damage. Okay. Something you don't want to do. We've seen many runners die to Moth because they don't respect the damage that he deals. And then they end up paying for it.
Luiz?
Oh, ooh. Luiz? I think...
I have seen people die on that one before.
Yeah, Luiz, I think, climbed down a little too far on that ladder, and then he got clipped by the crystal. I don't know if he was trying for a little glitch, or he just went down a little too far, but yeah. Yeah, I've seen people die to that too.
Yeah, I was a little worried that he was gonna get crushed there because he was so low on the ladder.
You can get pinched on the ladder, being too low, and then when the crystal comes in at you, it can't push you off of it, so it just crushes you. And Luiz gets the kill on Snail, does he? Or did he fire that a little late and he didn't quite keep him stunned, but a quick finish follow-up there.
Yeah, didn't lose too much time on the optimal kill. Otter with the mini boss fight, let's get the quick kill. Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, Chop Register has 3 different weaknesses. You got the Sonic Slicer, you have the Strike Chain if you have it well placed, and then the easiest one is the Silk Shot one.
Oh, well, okay, there's something I learned.
But you don't swap the Silk Shot immediately, because once you reach a full charge with Silk Shot, the junk shot instantly appears, and if you go into a room where you lose control, it automatically disembarks from X's Buster. So you wait until after the fight starts before you bring it out.
Yeah, alright. Actually, maybe a little question here, because I don't know myself either. I have seen some people do a route change into, like, mod fort, I believe, compared to having it.
That gets the X Hunters off of the stage select screen a lot faster. But it's only faster. It's only faster by maybe a second or so, because the X Hunters they spawn in specific stages. And Otter gets the tailspin glitch also, but I think he gets it a little differently. He got it on the left side of the screen, so now he just stands from afar. That's not bad, actually.
I have never seen someone get the tailspin like that.
But what you do, you have to dash jump into the wall as the tail segments are leaving the screen, and then you got to be sliding down the wall as they come back on. And then that glitches out his attack to where he can't really finish it. And then, since Centipede can't finish the attack, he can't do anything else. So he just stands there helpless while you just buster him or whatever to death.
Yeah, the boss isn't...
Yeah, that's the really annoying part about Centipede, is that he likes to jump around, teleport, and all that. But since you get him in that glitch, he can't be annoying anymore, and he's free.
Yeah, so the boss isn't moving because he is inside of an attack pattern that never finishes. That's the short and simple explanation.
And Centipede only teleports when he takes knockback damage, and he does not take knockback damage during the tailspin attack or the magnet attractor where he tries to grab you with his tail using magnetism. If he's in those 2 attacks, you can damage him without fear of getting a teleport instantly.
Oh, Luiz actually doesn't drop the bottom before spawning the fish there. I'll put it on that ledge.
And Luiz activates the burner before that gate opens, so he has burner speed as he sinks down to the deeper part of the sea base. Because when you activate the burner, you maintain that speed while you're in the air, if you activate it in the air. So you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. And Luiz is about to move on to wait, did he fight Ostrich?
Yes, he did.
Okay, I must have missed it.
I think you were talking about something still at that point.
Yeah, Centipede. You probably did Ostrich. So, main idea with Crab here, you want to stay above Crab to manipulate him into doing that attack with his shoulders right there. And that way he doesn't jump. And nice kill with Snail from Otter. And Luiz is starting X3.
A little bit of a sound there for a moment. Probably like Luiz's TV as he swapped the carts.
That's probably my chair. My chair is a little noisy.
Well, it doesn't sound like a chair, but okay, I guess you got a special kind of chair. Well, it must be one of them dang American chairs. They don't sound like European chairs. Accents and all. MrOtter still has 2 Mavericks to go, so Luiz is a pretty solid lead going into X3, and this is probably by far his favorite game.
Yeah, this is Luiz's strongest game. Yeah, I need to get a new chair, actually. I just don't have the time to grab one at the moment.
Oh, well.
So, Luiz using the CFO strat to use green charge shots and a dash limit to take out these purple cannon enemies. And then he's just going to go right into this little cutscene. And
I think Otter
gets into the door and he breaks out. That's pretty sick. We've seen a lot of people go for that. It must be easier than I once thought, because I've seen it like I think 3 or 4 times already.
I've seen it before as well. People getting stuck into that door. At least it's a good thing you can just like break out of it and you don't have to be stuck in there for the rest of your life.
Luiz with a clean 0 section.
Slices that guy in 2 with a saber. Saves X.
See a 0.
Actually, that's kind of a cool addition that they did to X3, is that they brought in a melee weapon. Like, everything that you have with X is always shooting different kinds of special shots, and then they brought in 0 with the saber. It's kind of a new addition. It's kind of cool to see. It's got a nice hitbox as well. You don't really get to see it in this run, but I believe it's the any percent or the low percent where you actually run with the saber and you do some slices in the late game to kill bosses, and you actually get a hit even on bosses when they are behind you.
Luiz able to get a CFO shot there in on Mo.
Oh.
So yeah, he got damaged and couldn't get a shot off, so he opted to do a CFO. He actually did a dash shot, which actually did 3 damage, and then follows up with a full charge for 4. Normally, dash shots don't work on bosses in X3, but Mo is the exception. It does actually deal a little extra damage there.
Huh. Otter actually clipped off that wall for a second and looked a little bit dangerous if we want to take a much deeper dive than intended. Luckily, did not end up doing that.
So Luiz making his way back up to the upper part of Buffalo. He will not get the dash, air dash boots in X3. You have the option that will save you a little bit of trouble on some of the iceless jumps, but you know, this is Luiz's game, so he's done this 1,000 times.
And Otter taking on Crabalos, who will now be moving on to MMX 3 as well.
Yeah, at this point, looks like Otter is about 4 minutes behind Luiz at this point, which is actually pretty good considering Luiz's skill level.
Yeah, he's definitely putting up a good race for himself. No one can deny him that. Although I do have to mention that he promised he would die at some point, and he hasn't done that yet, so it's about time that he gets to that. Unless I already forgot about it, but I don't think I did.
So in X3, the fastest way through the 8 Mavericks is via low percent. But you do have the option to get the dash boots if you want them, or if you feel that you need them. only a couple of spots are a little different between boots and no boots.
Yeah, most people do actually opt in getting the air boots because it's quite a bit easier. You don't see it on Luiz because he's so practiced in this game, he doesn't need it at all. But it's definitely a lot more tight than a couple spots. So if you haven't practiced as much as he has, it's definitely understandable you want to pick up those air boots.
And now Luiz fighting the mini boss and Seahorse. And Ice is very powerful in X3. It's this boss's weakness. It's also the Wormseeker's weakness in Neon Tiger. It's Toxic Seahorse's weakness. It's also Bit's weakness. Like, you use it everywhere in X3.
And it's also even more practical because you can also use it to replenish your health anytime you want against ground enemies, and this will force a health drop in case you kill an enemy with it.
Yeah, it also forces drops from enemies that are on the ceiling as well.
Oh, let's say enemies that are attached to something then. Someone else said like ground enemies to me, but
you don't get drops if they're on the wall, like the side of the wall. Unless it's random.
How does this game make sense, please?
But it's not a guaranteed drop if you kill wall enemies. So Luiz is gonna go for the quick kill here. Oh, I think he did a little too long. He stunned him on the ground, but it's a quick backup if that happens. But the idea, you want Seahorse to jump out of his stun, so that way his iframes will actually reset, and then you can start the cycle over again. But he mashed a little too long, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, Luiz knows this game probably better than anyone else to really correct any situation he runs into.
So now that Luiz has beaten 2 Mavericks in X3, you're going to see Bit here and then Bite appear later throughout the rest of the 8 Mavericks. Bit will appear anywhere in those Bit and Bite rooms that you just go through for no reason within one of the next 3 stages. If you don't encounter him in stage 3 or 4, you will have to fight him at the end of Maverick stage 5. And then the same principle applies for Bite for the rest of the stages for 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, otherwise, I always thought when I first played this game that those rooms look kind of silly, as I really know what I was like, why I keep running through empty rooms? It's so stupid. And yeah, sometimes you get bosses, but realize the script that actually goes on in the background, and it feels like such a waste that they kept putting empty rooms in everywhere. Even though they do have a purpose in the end. Looks like Otter will be going for the air dash, and indeed, he will pick them up.
So Bit does not appear in Rhino for Luiz, so he's got 2 more stages for that possibility to be in. Now he's got the Hell Crusher mini boss, where you just take damage, stand inside of its hitbox, and mash.
One of the good times to be showing off some mashing skills. Actually still dropped off.
Yeah, he took an extra hit than he probably expected, but he may get a health refill. These mini bosses do drop something, and he gets. Oh, he passes it up. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still Luiz playing X3. I don't really expect him to go and pick up anything here, no matter what happens.
Yeah, he's got enough HP to damage boost into Rhino 1 time for the Desperation charge. Not necessarily a skip, but it does reduces the time he's in it if he dashes into the same wall. You'll probably see it from Luiz, but he's got to be careful, though. If he takes a hit while Rhino's in the chart in that desperation phase, he will die. Because the damage is doubled. And that's 6 damage, and he doesn't have it. So yeah, he has to let him do the charge there. He's probably not going to risk it. Yeah, he's not going to risk it.
It just takes a solid fight there and finishes it.
Otter having a little trouble here at the start of the first climbing seahorse. It finally gets
oh, that little rail gun there is quite annoying on that climb.
So
Really
Luiz is
stops
now
a lot of people.
doing Volt Catfish, and now you're going to see him utilize the drills, which will not only deactivate the enemy's hitbox for a length of time, but also actually delays their attack. It actually freezes them for a small bit of time as well. And see, Luiz gets part of the Crab Blaster glitch.
You might want to explain what the Crab Blaster glitch was there. Although I didn't think all the people probably saw the electrified platform above the normal one.
If you shoot Crab Blaster, where you damage him to the point where he's not dead, but he's not fully alive, he'll do like a retaliatory shot. You'll see it right here. You'll see that little electrifying thing that the crab does when part of him is blown up a little bit. You can actually transfer that sprite onto the and the hitbox onto the elevator if you do it correctly. You actually make the elevator damage you as you're standing on it. But now let's see how the catfish fight goes for Luiz. So you want to do Buster damage.
Alright.
You want to do Buster damage as much as possible. You want Catfish to start an attack cycle right at 16 HP, and then hopefully you can keep him jumping as much as possible after that, so that you can have as low health as possible, so he's setting up. Oh, Catfish is not going to cooperate, so Catfish can keep jumping if you're still in front of him, and you can keep Buster charging or hitting Buster shots on him. And then that's less drills you have to use on him when he gets ready to do his next attack phase. You can beat Catfish without using a drill. I've gotten a 0 drill on him, but 1 drill is definitely the way to go.
I guess it's probably even more rare than a no Slide Penguin in X1, and that's already extremely rare. Taking a guess at that, as far as my X3 knowledge goes. MrOtter, meanwhile, getting his own reinforcements called up against him, because he's slicing through too many Mavericks of his own.
So we haven't seen Bit yet, so Luiz will have to fight him in this stage, guaranteed. And it's a nice room with a view. That's a nice view of the ocean.
Let's just ignore the fight and check out that nice view of the ocean. I think I know who's gonna win anyway.
So you want to start the Bit fight with a Buster Lemon for 1 damage, and then switch to his weakness for 10 hits for 30 damage, and he's up with 1 HP, and then you want to go back to the Lemon just to scare him off, because if the last hit that you deal on him is with his weakness, he will be destroyed, and you have to sit through an explosion sequence. And also, you saw Luiz ended the fight touching the right door, so that as soon as he gets control, he's going through the door automatically and doesn't lose any frames.
Nah, it's one of those little things that he does that, just kind of make him expert at this game. Save the frames. kill the Mavericks. Or, well, save them in that case.
So Luiz is coming up on the Crush Crawfish fight. You're going to see him hit Crawfish with the Triad Thunder. And then that begins a 2-second period of time where you can actually damage Crawfish without triggering his invincibility frames again. But he has to wait for the Triad that he just shot to fall off the screen before he can swap to Buster. And then he's going to jump to bait Crawfish to shoot the claw into the corner. And that leaves him exposed to take that damage.
Whoa. Okay, that's pretty fast. That first mashing there on Crawfish was pretty good. I think he lost like 3/4 of his health already on that.
Yeah.
Some incredible mashing. Otter.
I think the task one cycles him. Or close to it. I can't remember.
Well, I guess. If it's possible to test this, I guess. Otter taking HP.
Yeah, Otter got a good drop there.
It's a good thing to pick it up.
Now what Luiz is doing here, he's going to shoot that one Dragonfly to keep it from moving, and then he's going to use Acid to take out that one. Normally, if you have the updash, you can updash through that Dragonfly and just zip through him. But since you don't have that, you can actually kill it with Acid with a couple of shots, and then you just climb as normal. And here's the Worm Seeker. Let's see if Luiz can actually get the one. No, he does not get the one cycle. It's a little harder to get the one cycle without the air dash. That's kind of the pros and cons of getting the dash boots rather than not getting them. Because if you're really good at this quick kill with the air dash, that saves you from losing 4 seconds. Because getting the up dash boots only gets like, it only takes maybe what, 15 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
So if you don't get the one cycle without the boots, you're giving back already 1/4 of the time save that you would have saved from skipping the boots in the first place. Ooh, and we get Bite to show up here in the first stage, so we won't see Bite after this. So Luiz can not have to worry about that. So the same deal with Bit, but now for the drills can actually stay out on top of Bite for 4 hits. And then here at the very end, he's going to let the one drill hit for 3 hits, and then he's going to overlap a second drill. And then that last drill is going to linger long enough to get Bite down to 1 HP, and then it's going to explode automatically. And then Luiz can swap to Buster for that final shot. So he doesn't have to pause.
Then he passed these pretty funny enemies there. They look pretty harmless because, you know, they pass up fast here in the speedrun. But if you actually wait a little moment for those little munchy guys to do their work, they actually eat the floor and leave spikes on the ground instead of an open ground. So you probably don't want to wait too long to pass through there.
So Luiz is alternating between Buster and Lemons. He's going to fire a Buster charge whenever Tiger is up in the ceiling like that, or while he's firing the Ray Splasher. Because if you fire a charge shot at Tiger, he will block it if he's on the ground. And then Luiz swaps to Blades here. That's his true weakness. That way, whenever he can bypass his Desperation attack, whenever you hit him with the Blades, he automatically goes to the wall, so he can't do the attack, that Desperation move. And you can loop him with the Blades. The Blades do give a little extended frame period for Tiger, but it's still fine. Ooh, that one shot that Otter missed actually hit Bit anyway. If you need to take damage in this fight, take damage on Bit himself. And nice evasion there from Otter. Now, Luiz is coming into the final 2 stages here, which, if you don't have the up dash, there's a couple of jumps that are really difficult for regular players. So Luiz has got these jumps down pretty good, considering he's played X1 and knows how to do iceless. So you'll see that here in just about 10 seconds or so. You'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to watch these. They're pretty tight jumps.
Yeah, he'll activate the blue elevator, and then he's gonna do. Oh, he doesn't activate the elevator. There's the first. There's the second. And there's the third. All first try.
What a guy.
And now you can't get the simple grab.
You know, the simple things are usually the hardest, and the hardest things are just easy.
And now he's gonna try to go. Oh, he gets it. He gets the drill strap, which will deactivate the wall cancer's iframes long enough for him to get actually to the wall without taking any knockback, and then he'll actually damage boost cancel on the wall to not take any more knockback, and that keeps him from falling down, and then he can actually proceed and keep going without having to stop. That's a tough strat, actually.
I like when Luiz does that. He actually copies like those little jumps Beetle does.
Well, yeah, we all do that. We all make fun of Beetle. He's so free.
Well, I mean, a lot of runners don't do it, but I always think it's so funny when someone does that. It's like really just taunting Beetle. I mean, you can't really taunt an NPC, but, you know.
And Luiz has one stage to go, and he is probably not going to get a 102, but he's going to be close. He's still got a 103, I think. And Luiz has one more set of iceless jumps here in Hornet, right here at the start.
Yeah, I think he missed a couple here last time. Well,
yeah, he missed them here in his 102.58 or 57, whatever the time was. But he gets him first try this time. You actually use the elevator rising speed to set up for the first one, but the second one you can get it from off the ground. There's a perfect setup for it.
Otter, meanwhile, gonna tilt over the entire stage of crawfish, passing through that midpoint check. One of the kind of awkward rooms in this game. You know, it's just like a room where you have to destroy a random obstacle, which tilts the entire stage around. Just certainly something.
Now, the stage order does matter a little bit in X3. You do want to fight Beetle before you fight Hornet, because in that open area where Luiz was dashing through, where there was really nothing there, there's actually an airplane that actually comes down and spawns and drops cargo if you don't clear Beetle first. So that takes some time. So if you beat Beetle, it deactivates the airport, and you actually skip that entirely.
Ooh, Otter actually got smashed for a second there by the butt dash, but did not die to it, fortunately.
So, and Luiz is going to go to the spinning blade here for Hornet. 2 damage for each hit, but it doesn't trigger extended iframes. And looks like he may have a 103 here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So gets an official race bot time.
53.
53. Yeah.
Very casual 103.
That's a good run for Luiz.
Yeah.
Well, at least we'll have to judge it as a good run, because clearly, knowing Luiz is always pretty tight about his speedruns. If some stuff goes wrong, he may have been known to apply an F word or two about his runs when they do not go super optimally well. Wow, Otter not getting the quick kill either.
That last ice shot just magically lands in the exact spot where Wormseeker will come out at, and then the instant the hitbox collides with it, he's dead, and he's still on the ground.
I didn't even see the ice shot pop up anymore there. That's...
Also, if you kill Wormseeker while he's got a bit part of him in the ground still shake. The ground will shake, or the screen will shake as he explodes. But if he's completely in the air, in the middle of the room, it won't shake.
Do we still have to see Bite on the other side?
I'm not sure. I don't think I saw Bite yet because.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think
Otter
so.
got
But
to the Tiger door pretty quick. So Otter taking the easy approach, just mashing. So if you watch Tiger's HP bar, you'll see it go down one unit and then one more unit really quick. That's because there's an iframe reset when Tiger does starts an action. Ooh, he's not going with the blades. Oh.
Well, he's
he shot the blade the wrong way, and the way that spinning blade worked, the blades will come out, but they constantly they do a spread shot, and then as Tiger was about to do another attack, the blades just bypassed him.
Yeah. That was a little bit unfortunate.
And plus, the spinning blades don't have much of a forward range on them.
Yeah, they actually don't go forward that much. They are usually fairly quick to turn around. It's actually something that I personally don't like about weapons. I mean, especially if you have things that you're shooting and then you still have to go really up close, or it just straight up misses. I find that to be kind of frustrating about a weapon like this, but it's just my opinion on that.
Okay, Bot shows up here, so Otter's turn. He's gonna have to swap, and he's going with the drill first. Oh, but he gets
smacked around.
He gets tossed around like a redheaded stepchild, and you don't want that to happen because it deals a lot of damage. If Otter's not careful, he can die into this fight.
Well, he seems to be doing fine now. Just had a little slip in his movement to start.
Okay, he paused just before the drill got that last hit.
Oh!
Okay, he got him.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna smack to the wall and die.
You actually come out of your knockback when you hit the ceiling, so right before you come in front of him, before he hits you to the wall, you can actually hit him. And
okay.
he was able to do that.
So pretty much he had a near-death experience, but
he would have lived that because if you get hit by all 4 hits, it's 6 damage. You take 1 when you get hit, when you get tossed to the ceiling. You take 2 when you hit the ceiling, and you take 2 when you hit the wall.
Oh, okay.
So here's the difference in the elevator when you have the up dash.
Actually, it's showing us what level we're on here. Now on level 9. Justin, did your mic drop?
No, I'm still
here.
Okay.
Okay, for a second I thought you had a really awkward stop in your sentence. I just wanted to make sure. And Otter now getting up to Gravity Beetle. Hopefully we'll also be doing the troll jumps.
I'll just dash under him.
Oh, that's also an option. Or you can dash away from him.
Yeah, pretty free fight.
I hope everyone was holding their breaths during that one. Just to make sure we kept it all exciting.
Was you holding your breath or was you holding something else?
I'm kind of holding my mouse just in case I need to swap windows for chat or whatever. That Otter actually going into his final Maverick stage.
I wonder if, what is this PB actually?
Wait, I did pull up the Mega Man leaderboard, so let me take a look. This PB registered on the Mega Man leaderboards as a 1:12:55.
So he is on PB pace.
I guess he is still on pace then.
Yeah, and in his previous PB, or his PB, he had a comment that said, "Not dying helps." Well, he hasn't died, I don't think.
That's not what he promised, but I mean, VPBs, I can accept that.
Or maybe I looked at his timer wrong. Maybe, yeah, this is gonna be close.
Oh. Yeah, if he keeps getting a lot of health refills, that's not helping. Skip the health and go for it. 50 seconds, boy. Wait, he still has to go to part of the state. Oh, and then this stupid filler room and blah.
Yeah, he may miss PB by a little bit. I think he's a little. It's gonna take about 30 seconds for the Hornet fight, and he's already that far away.
Yeah.
Getting all those having to take D2.
What?
Oh!
What?
Just get in the room. Just get in the room. Get in the room.
Dude,
get in the boss corridor. Okay.
That's not okay, man.
You don't want to die that close to the end of the stage because you have to do the entire outside around the hangars again.
Okay, that's an acceptable thing, but he still promised me he was gonna die somewhere in this run, so I mean... He's playing with my heart, going all the way off screen in that pit, and then coming right back out of it.
I feel there's a bad omen coming. Oh no! Those Hornets, they had nowhere to go.
I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, those Hornets hitboxes like to linger, and it's so bad.
But
that
the explosion of that Hornet was actually really high damage. It was like 4 damage or something, and he took like
I think it was 3 or 4.
I believe 4 if I saw it correctly.
And the hitboxes on those mini Hornets are actually pretty large. But there's your death, just for you, Drago.
I can't believe that he actually made that right at the end. If he actually was on PB pace, I would feel bad for that, but now it's just hilarious. Also, GG to Otter for keeping his promise to me and finishing here on a 1:14:03 with official race spot time. Luiz meanwhile reported he forgot to wait 30 seconds to start X2. I actually thought he waited.
Actually, I think he did wait 30 seconds. Because I counted, he was at a 19.
He might be mistaken. I thought he started really fast on X3. But he says here that maybe he's mistaken then. Well, in any case, I don't think it would have mattered. We're about 10 minutes apart, so for the end, it did not really affect the race, I suppose.
Yeah.
So we're definitely having a GG
Otter
for
finishes
runners.
with a 114, so GG Luiz, that's his second win, so he's assuredly going to advance to the bracket. He does have one more match to play, but I think we know that I think we know that he's going to play well. So it's just a formality at this point.
Yeah, you never know. Perhaps Rift ends up going Super Saiyan over the night or something. We saw actually a pretty amazing clip of Rift today. I don't know, singing along to the Eagle stage music or something. That was, I don't know. That was something.
So coming up, we have another match in about 30 minutes here on the same channel, Speed Gaming 3. Got Thunderface versus Japham. I will be on commentary with Darren for that race. And there's actually 3 races. There's 3 races tomorrow. We got Lethargic Watto versus Regular Jenny at 9 a.m. We got Darren versus Yo BGS at 6 p.m. and we got Techie versus Magius at 8 p.m. Tomorrow. And then we got Luiz's last match versus Rift on Friday at 10 a.m. We got Kijitsu versus Sopa at 11 a.m. And then we got Conster versus Magius at 3 p.m. Or I'm sorry, at 8 p.m. on the 3rd. And then we got Laseki versus N2 on Sunday, the 5th at 8 p.m. And that will be close to finishing up the pool play.
I don't know. I wasn't up to date about any Justin versus Drago Epic rap battle.
No.
The only music thing I have ever done for the X series was actually a bit of an ode to Luiz, and it was I have a modified version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air somewhere on the internet. I could get you a link if I look. I probably have it somewhere. Just make sure you wear diapers. You might just pee yourself a little bit watching that.
Let's see. I don't think either of our, I don't know if either of players will be up for a race interview, but if there's nothing else, Drago, I'm going to sign off if you want to close us out. Thanks for watching the race, everybody, and hope you come back for the next one here in about a half an hour.
Yeah, you go take a break. Yeah, then I suppose that we should probably thank both of our runners, MrOtter8 and Luiz, for doing this run today. So we're not concluded in Group A yet. There is still some chance for a tie there between Luiz and Godot. We'll have to see how that goes, yes or no. I'm assuming that if that were to go 2-on-2, I think Luiz actually has a win over Godot, so he would probably go through. But in any case, I would say thank you to the runners. You can follow these guys, the runners. Justin is off in case Justin actually has a lot of speedruns. He's, I do believe, a little bit less active in the MMX series, but he, last time I checked, he had a world record in Super Mario RPG, if you like that game, so you can always follow his channel. You can follow me if you want, but I rarely stream. I also stream very random stuff, so do with it what you want. There's an MMX schedule. There's the bracket. There's a schedule. The schedule is constantly updated as people schedule their matches together. And there's a whole bunch of odds. There's of course a general schedule for speed gaming that you can always check out. And that, I'm just gonna take a little look. My page here. So as already said, in about 35 minutes there will be a new match here, which will be Chatham versus Thunderface, commentated by Darren and once again Justin. However, if you are bored until that time, then I could also refer to you the main Speed Gaming channel, which has a ALTTP randomizer tournament going on between Addy and Pink Kitty. And okay, that's apparently the only Speed Gaming thing alive except for us right now. So either you can come back here in half an hour for more Mega Mans, or you can go watch ALTTP for a while if that's your cup of tea. And with that, I'm gonna thank again the runners, which is MrOtter8 and Luiz Miguel. Oh, that just ended? Oh, I still see it live on my following page. I didn't actually click it open, so okay, my bad. My bad. So don't do that. Instead, just come back here in 30 seconds, check out more Mega Man because really cool people. I guess. And if not that, just check out the schedule and see what else is up at some point. And with that, I'm gonna just thank the runners again. So MrOtter8 and Luiz. I'll thank Justin for doing commentary with me and talking a lot of time. I actually felt pretty tired, so I didn't talk that much. I'll thank MMX for showing me the way out. Damn you, MMX. And of course the entire Speed Gaming crew for setting up everything in the background, even though they're rarely here. Cyclone, of course, for setting up like every single race bot channel and getting us all in here, doing my checks, whatnot, and whatnot. And then MMX for being our very lovely admin on the Discord for this tournament, always talking to us and being nice to us, as you can see in chat, you know. So I guess I'll just be signing off, and I'll see you all in 30 minutes on the next race from the chat, right? Alright, see you guys later.